Tired of flat hair after 60? These volume tricks actually work. Ever style your hair, feel kind of cute, then glance back in the mirror and poof, flat as ever? Been there. Welcome to Glow After 60, where we tackle thinning roots, tired habits, and those volumizing tricks that never quite deliver. In this video, we'll cover the sneaky mistakes that deflate your hair and the gentle swaps that actually work. Stick around for the one habit I clung. Part 1. Habit. Using deep clean shampoo too often. You know those shampoos that say clarifying or deep clean? The ones that leave your scalp feeling squeaky clean, like you power washed your roots? Yeah, I used to love those. Felt like I was giving my hair a fresh start every time. Problem is, I was doing it every week, sometimes twice. No judgment, right? I figured the cleaner my hair, the lighter it'd feel. And the lighter it felt, the more volume I'd get. Turns out, that's the trap. Those shampoos don't just lift dirt and oil. They strip the natural stuff your hair needs to hold shape. And when your hair's too clean, it doesn't bounce. It collapses, soft, limp, and clinging to your scalp like wet spaghetti. Once, I even sprayed root lifter just to watch Netflix, alone. Ask me how that worked out. What I wish I'd learned sooner. Hair after 60 isn't dirty, it's delicate. Moisture matters more than ever. And when your strands have enough hydration, they don't droop, they stand. So here's the shift. Use a gentle shampoo made for fine or aging hair. Skip the sulfates. Ditch the lather that feels like whipped cream. And keep that clarifying stuff for once every few weeks. Think of it as a seasonal reset, not a weekly ritual. Your hair will thank you by not falling flat halfway through the day. And if you think skipping harsh shampoo is the fix, wait till we talk about the one thing I avoided for years, because I thought it was the reason my hair felt heavy. Part 2. Habit skipping conditioner to avoid weighing hair down. This one? Oh, it had me for decades. I used to treat conditioner like it was optional, like dessert, or seatbelts in the back seat. Nice to have, but not necessary. Especially with fine hair, every stylist back in the day warned me. Too much moisture and you'll lose your lift. So I'd wash, rinse, and walk away. Air dry and pray for volume. But here's the twist. Dry hair isn't lighter, it's weaker. And limp hair doesn't need less moisture. It needs the right kind. See, when your hair's thirsty, the cuticle opens up like a sponge. Frizz creeps in, the strands tangle faster. And suddenly, your roots can't hold a shape, even if you beg. You end up with volume in the worst places. Static at the ends, nothing at the crown. The real fix? A lightweight, leave-in conditioner, not the thick stuff from your daughter's shelf. Look for words like volumizing or fine hair on the label. Creamy but sheer. Moisturizing without dragging your strands down like a wet sweater. Bonus points if you apply it just mid-length to ends and skip the roots entirely. Ask me how many years it took to learn that little trick. Hint, more than 5. And if you're still thinking, but my hair feels softer without it, give it 1 week. Just 1. Because soft is lovely, flat is not. Now next up, let's talk about the styling move I thought made me look put together, but actually aged my hair 10 years. Brace yourself. Part 3. Habit. Brushing hair flat to look neat. So here's one I swore by. Every morning, I'd stand in front of the mirror, grab my brush, and smooth everything down. Top, sides, crown, flattened into submission. Because neat meant tidy, and tidy meant polished, right? Wrong. It turns out, all that smoothing just made my hair cling closer to my scalp, which if you've got fine or thinning hair, is basically pressing mute on any volume you had left. And the worst part? I thought I was doing something good. It felt productive, like folding laundry or fluffing a pillow. But really, I was erasing all the texture my hair was begging to keep. Here's the secret I finally figured out. Volume lives in imperfection. A little bend, a little lift at the roots, a flip that says, I woke up like this, even if you didn't. That's what gives hair energy and keeps it from looking stuck to your head like a helmet. Now, instead of brushing flat, I use a wide-tooth comb or just fingerstyle while it's damp. And once it's dry, I lift with my hands, shake the roots, maybe flip it over for a second or two. Mess it up just enough so it looks alive, not disciplined. No more chasing the school picture day look. We're going for soft chaos, the flattering kind. Coming up next, let's talk heat tools and why my favorite one was secretly sabotaging every bit of bounce I had. Part 4, habit. Using a flat iron to tame everything. Raise your hand if you've ever flat ironed your hair just to make it behave. Yeah, me too. I'd tell myself I was going for sleek and smooth. But really, I was pressing every last puff of life out of it. I'd run that iron through section after section until it laid perfectly still. Quiet, predictable, lifeless. Like a good dinner guest who forgot how to smile. And the real kicker? I was doing this to fix frizz, but instead of solving the problem, I was sealing it in with heat. High heat, on fragile, aging strands. What I didn't realize is hair after 60 isn't made for daily flat ironing. It's drier, more porous. And when you clamp it between two hot plates, all you're doing is steaming out the last bit of bounce. The result? Hair that looks polished from afar, but limp, stiff, and somehow older up close. Like it gave up halfway through trying. Now, I save the flat iron for emergencies, or for a few subtle touch-ups around the face. Instead, I reach for a round brush and a blow dryer with a low heat setting. Lift at the roots, curve the ends. Let the volume come from movement, not pressure. And if you're still thinking, but flat hair looks smoother, it also looks thinner. And I don't know about you, but I'm not in the business of subtracting what I've already got less of. Next, let's talk product overload, because sometimes the more we use, the worse it gets. Part 5, habit. Layering too many products for volume. Oh boy, this one's personal. There was a phase, I'm not proud, where my bathroom counter looked like a chemistry lab. Volumizing mousse, root lifter, texturizing spray, thickening cream, all in one routine. It was like I believed more product equals more volume. As if I could just build lift with layers of goo. Spoiler, I couldn't. Here's what actually happened. My fine hair got stiff, crunchy. It didn't bounce, it froze, and by noon, all that product started weighing it down. One gust of wind, and the top lifted like a toupee. Not the vibe I was going for. Turns out, volume isn't about piling on products. It's about using the right one in the right place. For most of us over 60, that means light formulas near the roots and airly their texture through the ends, not a layer cake of sticky. These days, I pick one hero, either a root spray or a volumizing foam. Apply when hair's damp, hit it with a round brush and low heat, and stop there. Simple, clean, effective. Because sometimes, less really is more. And volume? It isn't built on product. It's built on lift, shape, and a little air. Next up, the one thing I ignored for years, until I realized it had more to do with volume than any shampoo or serum. Hint, it involves scissors. Part 6, habit. Avoiding layers to keep hair looking full. Now this one, This one I clung to like an old perfume bottle. I used to beg my stylist, no layers please, just blunt. I need every strand to count. Because in my mind, layers equals thinner, and thinner equals disaster. But guess what I learned? Blunt cuts on thinning hair can actually flatten everything out. They add weight right where you don't want it, the ends. And when there's no movement up top, your hair starts to resemble a curtain, one solid, shapeless sheet. What I didn't realize is that the right layers, strategic, soft, barely there ones, can actually lift. They take the bulk off the bottom and shift attention up. Suddenly, your crown has height, your profile has shape, your hair looks fuller, because it finally has structure. Now, I'm not talking about shaggy, choppy layers from a 2004 makeover show. I mean whisper light framing around the face and gentle tapering through the ends. Just enough to let your hair move and breathe. My current cut? A soft lob with light layering around the crown. Nothing dramatic, just enough to say, this woman still has bounce. And if you've been avoiding layers because someone once said they make hair look thinner, you're not alone. We all got that memo. It just forgot to include the context. Next, let's wrap it all up. Because all these little shifts, they're not about chasing volume. They're about reclaiming it. With a little grace and a lot less mousse. So here's the thing about flat hair after 60. It's not a failure. It's not age catching up to you. It's usually just a handful of outdated habits and a little too much trust in old advice. We grew up with rules that made sense back then. Wash often, skip conditioner, smooth everything down. But your hair has changed, and you have too. You deserve tricks that work for you now, not 20 years ago. Each of these small shifts, gentler shampoo, lightweight moisture, smarter styling, fewer products, and yes, some soft layering, aren't about turning back the clock. They're about turning toward what actually feels good. Hair that lifts, moves, and frames your face without a fight. You don't need to chase volume like it's lost treasure. You just need the right cut, the right care, and a little less guilt when things don't poof on command. And remember, confidence doesn't come from big hair. It comes from knowing what works and letting go of what doesn't. If this video gave you even one aha moment, let me know in the comments. And tell me, what's one hair habit you finally kicked? Or maybe still cling to? And if you haven't yet, tap that subscribe button to keep growing with us here at Glow After 60. We're not here for perfect hair. We're here for hair that feels like us. See you in the next one, volume included.